So our start point, Cove Stones in Avebury. For those of you who follow Michael and Mary, they cross over just about here. I'm going to be heading towards Adam's Grave and Honeystreet, and from there goodness knows where, so perhaps you'd like to come along with me. Friends are back. I love jackdaws. So first leg's going to be the avenue. I'm going to title this video Transitions. I've been boring friends and family for way too long now with talk about a move from Essex, where I live, down to the West Country, and it's kind of happening now. I've actually just left my job, which I've been in since I was 16 years old as a young apprentice, and so I thought I'd extend my stay, my usual weekend stay, down in the Swindon Travel Lodge, and just think things through. Trouble is with thinking things through in a room is it tends to run away, and so I thought I'd take a long walk today out in the middle of nowhere, which is really good for putting all the puzzle bits all back together in your head. And in a metaphorical sense, I've overslept. I'm knocking on in years now, and I really need to change the direction of this story. So I guess for the worldly wise, I can imagine there's people watching this who may be moving every few years and they travel all around and maybe even live in different countries. But for me, I've been kind of institutionalised, and I think the process of telling everybody what you want to do, you sort of imagine it makes it happen, but a set of circumstances came along where I had to grab an opportunity, and I think this is it. So provisionally I'm going to sell up and move to somewhere near Glastonbury or in Glastonbury, but I'm open. Crazy stuff happens. Sometimes there's a fork in the road, sometimes different forces are at work, so that's my provisional plan. So yeah, it's kind of jarring. I didn't realise I had so many friends in my workplace, and you only kind of realise on that last day when you go around and shake hands and hug people, and you sort of realise actually how good of friends they all are. So hopefully we'll meet each other again, I'm sure we will, but that was a little jarring too. So transitions. Across the A4. So next stop I think is the Sanctuary, which we've been to on one of my previous videos, and then we're going to head on where the Ridgeway carries on south, and assuming I don't get lost, should take us right to Adam's Grave. sanctuary. This is another crossing point of Michael and Mary. I think this used to be a mix of timber and stone, and M&M crossed around here, I think, the last time, probably still is. Still does. And offering. I guess so, Bronze Age. Although maybe I dreamt it, but I'm sure I've read somewhere that the Romans actually sort of emulated some of them as well. Is that true, do you think? It's kind of a little bit below their level of technology, I would say. What butterflies about today? When I was in Glastonbury yesterday, I actually managed to get myself a picture, not a very good one, but a picture of this little lilac, bluey coloured one. Looks like the Kennet's all dry. Onwards. You're probably not going to be able to see this on the video, but there's a pillar down there and it's actually got a concrete horse's head on it. There's also some sartans, I guess they are, down there, probably moved by ice flows. I think it's down on megalithic portals, a circle, but I don't think it actually is. You know, up until probably about a month ago, I was beating myself up a little bit going through the stage. A lot of people go through, I guess, wishing I'd done so many more things in my 20s and 30s, and kind of in terms of this transition too, I wish I'd made that move then. But then, you know how sometimes synchronicity or a set of events will almost answer your question. It's almost like you've got this little helper on your shoulder sometimes. Anyway, so I'm making a journey on the train from Temple Meads across to Swindon after a day in Glastonbury, and happened to sit next to this lady and we got chatting. It just so happens that she's making transitions in her life as well, and yeah, so we got talking about all the things I want to do and the things she's having to do, and I mentioned to her how I'd wish I'd done this in my 30s, probably 20s. I wouldn't have been ready for it, and she came straight back and said, but you weren't the same person then. And that stopped me in my tracks. I had to stop and think about that. And what she said is absolutely true. Why have regrets for somebody else not doing something? It's true, isn't it? And I suppose you can butter that up with better late than never too. Ooh, look, there's Adam's grave over there. This is what we're going to head towards. It says I nearly went base over apex. Adam's grave approaching, and I'm getting wet. Exist to resist. Holes. Wonder if this is the way. It's an awful big error if it isn't. Welcome to Pewsey Downs. Well, that was the very top of Adam's Grave. Some serious wind. Got a little bit of a break here. There's a sort of little hollow out here, and couldn't do any dowsing obviously, but the energies are really here. Very, very present. You can feel them. Quite powerful. Looks like we've got some little headdresses made here. Stone. I think I'm going to sit here for a bit. Such a lovely spot to sit here, even in the wind. Kind of takes your breath away sometimes, I must admit. That little stone over there feels like a sort of access point almost for the whole site here. It's got a sort of signature all of its own. Feels like a gateway. If I go on a really intuitive level here, feels like you go through here. I'll show you the stone in a minute, but it's kind of in an exposed area, so the wind will mean that I won't be able to say anything. Got my bearings right. I think that is the way down to Honeystreet, to Alton Barnes. All the crop circle heydays, I was really involved with it. Tooling around here and my old Citroen ZX all the time, and it's funny to think I've never been up Adam's Grave, so there it is. I guess there's a right time for everything. So what is it, do you think, that makes this landscape so sacred and so special? I mean, there's a lot of chalk under the ground, and maybe that stores water, stores electrical charge. 80% of the crop circles turned up over chalk strata, so I don't know. I do really love walking this landscape though. And I just love that kind of vertigo feeling you get when you look over these huge punch bowl sort of areas. Onwards. Probably just about see the Alton Barnes White Horse up there. Got to say, yeah, you could get in your car and you could drive to Adams Grave car park and walk up the hill, but on a energetic level I think doing a long walk, a long hike to get there somehow makes it better, and I don't really know why. I think I went on a basic level. I suppose the walk there is a preparatory sort of experience, I don't know. Alton Barnes. Coronation Hall. There's some good events here. We had a night of crop circling not long ago. Normally happens about a week after the Glastonbury Symposium, and also Maria Wheatley showed her film The Secret History of Stonehenge, which I do recommend. It's really good. Oh yes, Crop Circle Centre. No visit to Honeystreet will be complete without a visit to the Crop Circle Centre. Cafe and farm shop open. Crop Circle Information Centre. So they have all sorts of information about the history of it and have all the latest formations too. You can go upstairs for a really good exhibition there as well, where they tell you a lot more. They have a timeline along the wall as well, right from 1590 all the way through, which you can come in and look at too. It's kind of 1990s where it all really kicked off. That one's amazing. This was a big Milk Hill formation, 2001. I went to that specifically to go and see it. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Next destination, the Barge. Used to be the big pub for crop circles. Everybody used to gather there and look on the map to see where all the latest formations were. Previous to that, it used to be a pub called Wagon and Horses, just on the Beckhampton roundabout outside Avebury. But this very quickly became the kind of central nexus for everybody crop circle hunting. So I used to go to the Barge after the Crop Circle Symposium, as it was called then. It's now just called the Glastonbury Symposium. And yeah, it's really, really interesting days. So used to camp in a campsite out the back and chat with people all evening about all the experiences they've had. I actually saw a triple UFO there once. It was 3 purple lights in a kind of triangular formation, and as seems to be the case with these experiences, I call it the Mir, like MEH, the Mir effect. I just looked at them and thought, oh, that's interesting, and went to sleep in my tent. And it was only a day or two after when I realised the gravity of what had actually happened. I saw this triad of 3 lilac sort of purple lights. Funny how these things work, isn't it? Kennet and Avon canal. So I'm going to walk a little way along the towpath there now and go to the pub. Here we are, coming up on the barge. I'll show you the ceiling in the snooker room. The band were called Razamo, Full Power Folk. I'll put a link in the description below. So here's the last leg of my walk, which is from Honeystreet, the barge in, along the towpath of the Kennet and Avon canal, all the way to Bishops Cannings. And there's a pub there called the Bridge Inn, I think it's called, and just round the corner from there is the bus stop, which will get me back to Swindon. But here's the challenge: it's 10 to 7 or so, 6:45, the last bus from there. So will I make it? Otherwise it's a crazy expensive taxi. I did have a think about living on a narrow boat. As I understand it, I think you can get a relatively good boat for about £1,000 a foot, and continuous cruising licence is about £1,500 a year, and that means that you can moor up for 2 weeks max, I think, before you've got to move on. You're living quite close to the ground, so you've got to dispose of your toilet waste, you've got to get your water on board, and quite a big challenge, as I understand it, is finding power. A lot of people have solar panels, but of course in the winter that can get a bit interesting. So I guess also you've got a Jenny on your main propulsion motor as well. But yeah, one thing I will say, the people you meet along here are so chill. The guy back there playing the guitar, another one reading his book. It's almost idyllic. And like I say, I think I could do it, but I'm at a stage in my life now, really, and it's part of the big plan, is to try and build up a good friendship base. I think you'd end up with a lot of sort of part-time friends in each of the ports, as it were, and yeah, I kind of, that's my one block really to it. But yeah, look at this. It's a kind of horse made out of tyres. How cool is that? That's clever. course, there's always wind power as well. That's a neat one. It's quite compact. God's sake, the peaceful life on a narrow boat does look really alluring. I'd just like to make my apologies at the moment that I didn't stop at the Cannings Cross modern long barrow. It's actually long past it, and besides, I think the timing might be a bit tight getting to the Bishops Cannings bus stop. I have been there before. I did go once back in the winter months, and I took my dowsing rod around it because I kind of wondered whether a modern long barrow would pull in energy lines, but yeah, it was completely flat in that regard. Okay, I've got about 40 minutes now till my bus arrives where those cars are in the distance. So I'm going to drop into Bridge Inn, get a little drink, and maybe they can even rustle some chips up for me. So a good time to sign off. Hope you enjoyed the video, and it's been good. I really enjoyed this one, and I look forward to making another one. So see you then.